need a team of Mexican Americans, a team of Latinos, a team of hustlers like us. We need a team to show us the way. While we are here, we are inspiring the next generation to do better than us. And the only way we do that is through fucking results. You know how most contractors price themselves? Ready? Well, he's selling it for $6,000. They're not making money, so I'm not gonna make money.
On today's episode, we got Ismael Valdez, one of the baddest Mexican American entrepreneurs in the world. And the kind of information this man dropped today, if you are growing a business and you don't have all your areas dialed in, your marketing, your processes, your systems, your hiring, your sales department, if you don't have any of that dialed in, this is an episode that you just have to watch. You know, I don't want to make any guarantees, but the kind of game this dude dropped today, you can literally take that information, implement it into your business, and see a return of potentially multiple seven figures in the next 12 months. That's how wild, informative, educative this episode is. And you know, here's the other thing. There's 3,028 billionaires in the world. 23 of them are Mexican American. 22 of them are specifically in Mexico. I believe this man is going to be the 24th Mexican American billionaire in the world. So stay tuned in, and I hope you have a good time. First of all, welcome back.
Thank you, bro.
Right?
Thank you.
Ismael Valdez. Bro, I don't know the exact number of what you exited your first company for,
Yep.
right? Obviously, that's the one that catapulted you, right?
Yep.
I
sold my hibachi business.
I know you did.
I made a little bit of money there.
That's nuts. I was like, why is this dude investing into food and beverage?
Bro, I got it with 2 branches. In a year and a half, we flipped it to 7 branches.
Who approached you to be an angel,
My buddy from high school.
investor?
My buddy from high school is like, bro, help me grow this shit. Let's see. And then they wanted me to go full time so they could flip it for a bigger amount. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going to go full time.
You can't do that.
I'm not going to go full time. But he's like, okay, then let me buy the stocks back. I'm like, here you go, my boy. That's how much they're worth. And he's like, all right, cool, I'll pay you. Because they knew. I showed them the game plan.
Hell yeah.
You know, putting the structure behind the operation is one of the keys.
So let me ask you this.
What's up, Carlos?
What's up, bro? Welcome back. Ismael Valdez.
Chilling.
Right? And to my left, just in case anybody out there forgot, the most interesting man in the industry, Mr. Zadie!
Zadie's a beast. Look at them shoes. Look at them shoes, bro.
Ready, bro.
I got the Jordans, bro.
Oh, yeah. You guys, red bottoms.
Look at them shoes, bro.
So, okay. All right, bro. I got to ask you this. When you personally are, like when you were looking at the hibachi business, right?
Yep.
What are you looking for before? Because when you sold, everybody knew you sold.
Yep.
I mean, everybody knew you sold, and you weren't even on social.
No.
But I knew you sold, and you had 200 followers. You see what I'm saying, right? Like I didn't
even use Instagram forever. I didn't even use Facebook forever.
You didn't care. You didn't care about none of that, right?
We're in the trenches, baby.
I know. So, but anybody who's anybody
Yep.
found out that you sold. I found out through Tommy Mello.
Dude, I couldn't believe I sold. The fuck
See
I thought
what
they
I'm
were
saying?
playing.
Okay, so you sold, and everybody's like, okay, he sold. So everybody's coming. Everybody's like, yo, bro, I'm launching this construction company.
Bro, every
I'm
day.
launching this roofing company.
Every
I'm
day.
launching this hibachi, right? What does Ismael Valdez look at, you know, anytime that he's going to go and just evaluate and analyze a business to potentially become an angel investor?
The one thing that sets every business apart that I've looked at, whether, you know, now in my short journey with Nuve, I've been able to mentor and talk to thousands of these contractors now. The one thing that sets people apart is the hunger that behind them. Mm-hmm. Like once I feel the hunger, once I fucking see the hunger, once I can communicate the hunger, because when you're hungry, I don't know if most people don't know this, but when you're fucking hungry, and I mean hungry like as in trying to make money, you can tell that you want to make money. Most people don't want to make money, because if they wanted to make money, they would be making money, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is they're not hungry. Bro, I was fucking hungry from day one.
You're still hungry.
I'm still hungry.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Still
like,
hungry.
You're still hungry.
But when I look at a business like the hibachi business, my buddy comes up to me and he's like, look, bro, it took us 4 years to get to these branches. We're profitable. We're making money. Da, da, da. How do we scale it up, right? And look, for him to have, I think he had 60 employees in 4 or 5 years. That's hunger. Mm-hmm. That is hunger. Yeah. Right? That he wants something. He's hiring, he's making decisions, whether they're good or bad, at least he's going somewhere.
Just to clarify, the first moving piece that you look at is the owner operator.
The owner operator. 100%.
Is the owner operator, is he hungry?
That's it.
Is he ethical?
Ethical, I'll teach him.
Wow, really?
Ethical, I'll teach them.
Hold on. Hey, thank you for watching the show. I'll get you back to it in just a second. I just want to come on here real quick to talk about our real estate 7-figure club. It's for experienced investors, new investors, wholesalers, fix and flippers, anyone who wants to build a 7-figure business. If you want more information regarding how you can join our 7-figure club, all you got to do is click on the link below and we'll get you that information ASAP. Now back to the show. You can't. Hold on. No. You can't say something like that. You can't say something like and not explain to me what you mean by that.
I could teach them ethics. I could teach them structure. I could teach them ethics. I could teach them anything that they want to know. But the one thing I can't teach them is how to be hungry.
I was talking about a code of ethics on the morality side.
Same.
Principles, core values.
Same, because anybody that's going to come close to me or I'm going to partner up with, I'm going to teach you not only how to be a good person and not only how to grow your business. Like, I can teach you all that. You can teach all that bullshit.
So you can take somebody that's unethical and make them ethical?
I wouldn't partner up with them, right? But I'm saying you can teach them that. They're through life, through turbulences, they're gonna go from being unethical to being ethical because guess what? God's gonna beat on you until you are. God's gonna beat on you until you are, right? Oof. So again, what I look for is the hunger, right? Obviously, ethical's got a lot to do with it. But he asked me, what's the number one trait? Hunger, bro. Making decisions, making sure that he's employing. Look, he's employing people. When he came up to me, 4 years, 2 branches, 45, 50 employees. He's growing. He just needs a little bit of direction, right? So I look in that when I want to partner up with a business or when I want to join a venture in a business. The owner operator is the most important part of the whole operation. You know, as greedy and as cocky as that sounds, the iPhone wouldn't have been the iPhone if Steve Jobs wasn't there.
Absolutely.
Tesla wouldn't have been Tesla if Elon wasn't there. Nobody those iconic companies and any successful operation, they have to have a great leader because a great leader will give you direction, and which is 99. The vast majority of contractors and entrepreneurs out there don't have direction, and that's what we need to solve. So I look for hunger, and then I give them the direction. Now, I don't partner with unethical people. I don't partner with none of that bullshit, right? And if I spot it right away, I don't even give energy.
Makes sense what you're saying, because if somebody is not hungry, they're not going to hire people because they don't care about growth. And also, how are you going to be a leader if you don't have employees?
Amen.
Wow,
Amen.
so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Amen.
You know, brother, so it's funny you say that, right? So anytime Sal and I have had our fair share and have dug into like a lot of different businesses, right? Flooring companies, roofing companies, construction companies, pool companies.
Yep.
Most of them are, I would say a majority of them are under the $10 million in annual revenue, right? And what Sal and I always look at to potentially, like you said, you know, partner up with anybody is number one is the owner operator. I do look at, you know, those two things. Is this person a person of principles?
100%.
Because we've had our, you know, we've had partners back in December of 2022. We had 2 partners steal about $5 million from Sal and I. You know what I mean? And that's, so we've learned, you know, through pain, you know what I mean? Or along the way, right? So now it's like owner operator, right? So I look at that. I look at work ethic, like you said. 100%. Are they hungry? Right? I look at principles. And then if they're married, I look at how their family dynamic works. And now I'm even to the point where I'm trying to actually purposely meet their family. Like or I want to go to dinner with the wife, or I want to go to a barbecue when the family is there and take my family and see what's really going on. You get what I'm saying?
That too, or Carlos, what I do, some owner operators they have boundaries on their personal life. What I do is if I can't get to like how they do it, I see how they treat people too. I see how they treat people. So yeah, like, but look, at the end of the day, if they could be the most humble person and they could be the most ethical person, if they don't have hunger, they don't have anything. They don't have anything. So yes, like the main characteristic is the work ethic for myself. But I also look at like how you're saying. But mainly when I try to partner up with somebody or somebody's trying to partner up with me, what I like to do is I like to take them out to dinner, and I want to see how they treat the waiter. I want to see how they treat the valet person. I want to see if they're tipping well. I want to see that they're taking care of other people, because the greatest operators in the world have the biggest hearts. have the biggest hearts, right? Meaning like
they have generous hearts. Generous hearts.
That, and meaning that all they want to do is see other people win.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you put some of the most iconic people inside this room right now, from the Tommy Mellos to the Elon Musk to everything.
To the Ishmael Valdez. Don't sell yourself short, bro.
And all they want to do is make sure that other people are winning. We actually get a satisfaction. It's almost like we get a kind of a peace inside ourselves when I see that, damn, he's making money, he works for me. She's making money and she works for me.
That actually sometimes means more to you than even when you're making money, because you already made money, right?
I know.
But sometimes,
even when I wasn't making money though, Carlos, even when I wasn't making money, I was still like, how can I pay them more? Because if I can pay them more and I could hold them to higher standards, they're gonna treat my customer better. In return, I can charge more.
Wow.
You know what's crazy, bro? You're the second person in that chair today that actually have said that today about investing into, he said, I'm willing to invest up to 20% more into an A player than I would a regular player, up to 20% more. And this guy does over, like I said, $10 million annual revenue in real estate, right? And then he goes, because that one A player counts as me hiring three B and C players. And now I'm not having to invest
or deal with them.
You know, if I'm paying, let's just say I'm paying one guy, you know, let's just say $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, right? Instead of investing, you know, what is it, $30,000? Now I'm only investing whatever 20% on top of, you know, 10,000, which is 12,000.
Amen.
I'm investing 12 grand for one guy, then 30K for three people.
Amen.
Does that make sense?
Amen.
Bro, okay, you tell me if you agree with this. The second thing that we look at is that company's annual gross revenue potential. Like, is this even a company that can do over 10 million in annual gross revenue? Maybe your thermostat is a little higher. You know?
I'll look at what we call that is market cap. I'll look at that in the market cap. But honestly, like, it goes back down to like who the leader is of the company, right? Like, do I really want to deal with them? Right? Because to me,
do I want to make money with them?
Look, if you're going to be close to, this is what I tell everybody. If you're going to be close to me and you're going to be part of my circle, meaning like I could call you and pick up the phone and be like, hey, what up, Carlos? Like how we do it.
Absolutely.
How our relationship has grown in the last couple years, right?
I would say at least 12 months.
Yeah.
Like, so we've known each other, and but the last 12 months have been like this.
Yeah. So meaning like, if I'm gonna have fun with you, if I can hold you accountable without you fucking being a little bitch, if I can hold you accountable and you don't, like, if you can hold me accountable to what I'm telling you, if we can have fun doing that, then fuck, we gotta.
It's love.
It's a winner.
It's love.
It's a winner, baby.
Yeah.
It's a winner.
Yeah.
It's a winner.
Okay. What about this as number 3, right? So owner operator, annual gross revenue potential. Number 3, is this company scalable?
100%.
Do you look at that?
Yeah, for sure, man.
With the hibachi spot, did you see it as, hey man, this guy, you know, he has 2 spots, he can grow this thing to 10?
Yeah, and I saw where I could have done it. So where I'm at in my career right now, Carlos, I go, okay, cool. So I could invest my time into a hibachi spot, and I could have opened up 50 to 100 to 500 of these fuckers, right? And it would have taken a little bit of time. How much was the value of me pouring 3 years of my life into that over the value of my thermostat?
ROT, return on time. For sure. And the food and beverage industry, from what we've seen, has
it's
actually
low margin.
very low net profitability.
Margin.
Yeah.
It's low margin. It's hard to scale. It's codependent on a ton of labor, right?
Oh, yeah.
A ton of labor.
Yeah,
meaning,
absolutely.
Like, the point of a business is to do as much revenue with the least amount of people and be as profitable as you can. That is the point. Like, I don't want to own $1 billion business when I have to employ 100,000, when I could own $1 billion business and own 100 people and employ 100 people, right? And make those 100 people the rock stars.
Hold on, bro. But Nuve, though, you're already up to
200.
You're already at 200 people with Nuve.
Yep.
And still growing more.
Yeah, these 200 will take us to the $1 billion. I'm not trying to waste time recruiting, Carlos. Recruitment is one of the key processes in growing a company, and knowing how to recruit, knowing how to hire, knowing how to spot a fraud, and how to be able to filter through all these people, right? That's a talent too, right?
Yeah,
So like, I already know I needed these people to get to $1 billion. So let's get to work. I'm going to change these 200 people's life. I'm going to make sure they make money. I'm going to make sure they have some kind of exit with me. And now in return, I want their full attention. I want their full work. Like I want them to go in there and bleed it, right? So I look at that too.
Ishmael, are you at this point with Nuve, because you got 200, right?
Yeah.
So did you trust like, you know, your go-to guy, your right-hand guy to do the hiring, or even with that, you still personally interviewed all of those employees?
Most of the initial people I did it. Most of the initial people, because they're the ones that are going to set the tone for the company. Okay, so listen to what I'm going to say. When you guys are hiring the initial people, those people are going to lead the way for the next batch of people that are going to come in. So if you start hiring culture-wise,
yeah.
So if you start hiring a bunch of dumb people, or a bunch of lazy people, or a bunch of
low energy people,
or people that take everything personal and you can't hold them accountable, that's going to be the culture inside the company. But if you start hiring really good fucking people that you can mentor, that you can coach, that don't take anything personal, that always want to grow and always want to make more money and have a better future for their family, like once you do that,
A players only.
it's cake, baby.
A players only.
I'll take B's too. But
we're
filtering out the A's, right?
You're developing
the leaders, the head of the company, the managers, what you guys call them, they have to be A players, because they're the ones that are setting the tone for the company, right? If I hire mediocre managers at the beginning, then that's what I'm going to hire at the end too, mediocre people. Right?
Oof. Hold on, bro. Sal, you got to jump in, bro. Yes. Yeah, this is too juicy. This is way too juicy for you not to jump in.
I'm surprised why he wasn't in.
I told you, Sal. What did you think we were going to talk about?
No, that's not why.
You know what? Probably.
But they want to watch, right? You guys, bro,
they're watching.
Look, bro.
Hey, Sal, you know what, Sal? Let's talk about something that Sal wants to talk about. Maybe he wants to talk about.
Hold on, because you guys are about to start hotboxing, bro. You guys are about.
You know, I think he doesn't know how fast I move.
No, he moves. You know what, bro? He moves with your speed. But I think what we've lacked, brother, complete transparency, is I feel like clarity and direction. We've had 31 companies at one time, bro. And then 15 consolidate. Yep. And then 12. And then 7. And now 5. We have 5 companies now.
Good job, bro.
Small. No. But listen, right? Listen. You have one company that you pour what into?
All my everything. 100%.
So that's what's been the problem for me.
We're just talking about that.
Yeah. Are we good?
What's your name? Sorry.
Zadie.
When I grow up, I want to be like Zadie. When I grow up, I want to be like Zadie. Look at him. He's the one having the most fun, most chill.
So I'm just absorbing everything.
Hey, you want to hear something funny, bro?
Yeah.
I met this dude in 2016 at a real estate event in DC, and he lived in Vegas. I lived in Arizona. I got the same vibe. You know what I mean?
Zadie's dope, man.
Yeah, I got the same vibe, where I was like, hold on, bro. Yo, what's going on? Yes, bro. We're live. What are you talking about?
It's podcast, bro.
Hold on.
No.
No, we're shooting for it. Hey, like Ish said, bro, we gotta go. Right? Yo, but anyway, this dude was dressed like Jesus. He had like a
he
had a hair. You look like Jesus back then.
I wasn't dressed like
Okay.
I didn't have.
And
no,
I'm like, you know what?
flip-flops.
I'm like, this dude, he's a good time, bro. And exactly what you just said, brother. I like to keep people around me, bro, that
He's a good person for sure.
bring me up. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
you remember the first thing I told you when I met you? I didn't even know him, bro. We were in this place. Everyone's in a club, like they're fucking around, you know. I'm just sitting down. I'm not really doing anything. I see one other person not doing anything. It was this dude. He was just standing up, and I went up to him. You remember what I told you?
Why don't you tell him what you told me?
I looked at him.
I love you. Hey, what's your name? What'd you tell him? Say, what's your name?
No, I looked at him.
¿Cómo te llamas?
I'm like, hey, bro. I go, you got wealth inside you, bro. I just want to
He
let
did
you
say
know
that 9 years ago.
That's it.
brother.
And I walked away.
Hey,
That's all I said.
Hey, aren't those the kind of people you want around your life?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We don't want no fucking
When was the last
negativity
time-
close to me.
It's like, bro, you know, with our relationship, when was the last time, A, I put you down,
No.
or B, I hated on you?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
We don't got time for that.
You win. You win.
We
I
don't
win.
have time for that right now.
You win.
We do
you
not
winning,
have time for that.
I'm winning just because you're winning.
Of course.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? And I wish every Mexican American actually thought that way. Man, if that dude's winning, I'm winning. You see, like, I know you're not political and we're not going to get into that, but that's what I was saying about, like, hey, bro, for the first time in American history, we have a Latino a Cuban American Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. What does that tell me? What does it tell my daughter?
There's a
What
chance.
does that tell your daughters?
There's a chance.
There's like there's a Latino in the Secretary of State. Oh, there might be a Latino as a vice president soon. There might be a Latino by 2048 as the president of the United States of America.
Amen.
And guess what? If that's the case, are we winning?
Of course.
So if you win, if you become the 24th billionaire, Mexican American billionaire, right now as a Forbes 2025, right? Like God willing, 12 months, 24
Lord,
months.
baby Jesus pray.
Right?
Lord, baby Jesus pray to that.
I'm praying that it's under 24 months, but whatever, right?
Amen.
But if you become a billionaire, bro, you become the 24th billionaire, right? Then I'm like, hey, I know someone that freaking grinded through the ranks and became a billionaire.
Yep.
So anything is possible.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So
Amen.
Lou, I know, by the way, not Lou's right there. Bro, I know you've been holding yourself.
Bro, by the way, this has been fire. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, man, this is good stuff. But I want to say something about collaboration or people wishing well for people to win.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much competition out there. Let's face it. The world we live in, especially the United States, competition is everywhere. You open up a store, there is the next store next to you is trying to compete with you.
And
so the law of the land, or the law of everything, is that if there's competition, who would win? The ones that collaborate.
Of course.
And if it was everybody who collaborating, the ones that compete would win, right? So being a contrarian. In this case, that everybody's competing. So the way
I like that.
Yeah, the way to
like
win
that.
right now is be a contrarian. So collaborate with others, wish well upon them, and then you'll receive those blessings.
Bro, by the way,
I'll give you a worse
please
scenario.
do, and I want to talk about Nuve soon.
I'll give you a worse scenario. Let's say nobody makes it.
Wow.
Hey.
Let's say nobody fucking makes it. Then guess what?
We're cooked. We're cooked.
Exactly.
We're hibachi cooked.
So what I'm saying is competition will always bring the best in you. Look what happened to Google for the last 15 years. They've been Google for the last 15 years. That stupid logo, the search bar, and that's it. AI is going to come in there and kick their ass, and they're going to start innovating, right? So in our culture, yes, competition is good. 100%. It's gonna make you better.
I like it.
No matter how you slice it, it's gonna make you better. So instead of hating on somebody that's doing good, what you should do is go fucking ask them a goddamn question.
Iron sharpens iron.
Go ask them a question. Hey, bro, how'd you do all that? How'd you do it? Why'd you do it?
Bro, you know what I was gonna say when you said that? I said absolutely competition. Iron sharpens iron, right?
All day long.
You know what? Bro, you know what? What allows me to work at my highest potential or operate at my highest potential? Inspiration.
Amen.
And think about it, right? Yep. Inspiration, I always say this, is different than motivation.
Yep.
Right? Motivation is a temporary emotion.
Amen.
Right? Like you're inspired. You're inspired. That's why you get up to the gym every day, 5-6 days a week.
Amen.
Right? That's why you were in Dallas yesterday and Phoenix today, and I don't know where tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because, bro, be honest.
I'm broke.
Be honest. No.
Because I'm broke.
Bro.
Right, Sal?
Bro.
If I was rich like Tommy Mello, I wouldn't be doing none of this nonsense.
No, be 100, right? Be 100.
Of course, because I'm hungry, man.
You're inspired. I'm
inspired
as shit.
Yes.
Right, you're inspired as shit, bro, and you're like you're that's why your energy is ticking the way it's ticking every single day. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro.
So
thank you.
Inspiration, which in my opinion, in spirit, so it is something that's internally moving.
Yep.
Right, and that's what I see from you, bro. It's like, of course, I'm gonna root for the guy that is inspiring not only myself but other people.
Yep.
And that's the way it
and
should
we need
be.
more of those.
We need way more of those.
Because trust me, I can inspire. I can inspire the whole world to do something. Right? We need a team of Mexican Americans, a team of Latinos, a team of hustlers like us. We need a team to show us the way. That's what we need. Because look, right now it's just one, or right now it's just 24 of us. Right? Mm-hmm. In 5 years from now, if we're not at 240, we didn't do something right. Wow, and in 10 years from now, if we're not at 2,440, we didn't do something right. If we stayed at 24, we know we did something fucking wrong. And that's our duty as human beings right now, to make sure that while we're here, right, because we're all going to be here for 60, 70, 80 years, while we're here, we are inspiring the next generation to do better than us. And the only way we do that is through fucking results. results.
Keep pushing it.
Keep pushing it.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Go back to the fucking grind. Go back to the grind. Go back. Put your head down and don't come back until there's a bag behind you, right? And then do it again, and do it as much as possible. And don't do it for yourself. Do it for a purpose.
Yep. That's what I was gonna tell you. By the way, I see you inspired, and I see you operating in your purpose every single day, and that's what that alone allows you to move the way you move. That's what people don't understand.
Yes, sir.
It has nothing to do with your level of testosterone or your free time or chasing the bag, right? You're just inspired and you're locked in on your purpose.
Of course. My purpose is waking up every day knowing that I have beautiful daughters that depend on me, right? I have 4 beautiful daughters that depend on me every single day to making sure that they have the best life possible. And guess what I'm going to do for them? I'm going to hold them accountable to making sure that they do better than me, so that a generation after them get a better life than us. That's our purpose as human beings, to make sure that we inspire, but not only inspire, show them and give them a bigger path. Imagine. Okay, let's put this into perspective. There's 3,200 billionaires, let's say, right? And those guys run the fucking world, whether you guys see it or not.
They do.
Okay? Imagine if there was 3,200 billionaires and there was 3,200 Mexican American billionaires. Who would run the world?
The Mexican Americans.
Or we would have to collaborate.
We would have a voice.
We would have a voice, meaning, hey, why are you kicking our people out? Some of those people, most of the vast majority of the people that you're kicking out are hardworking people. They don't want no problems with anybody. They just want a better future for their family. If you guys would have done that to my dad, I would have never came into the United States and employed thousands of fucking people, okay? And then paid millions and millions and millions of taxes, okay? If you guys would have done that to my father.
Or contribute to this country.
Or contribute to this client the way we're contributing.
Yeah.
My new vet project is already employing hundreds of people, is going to generate billions of dollars for this country.
Yes.
You guys kicking the presidency currently, or just the United States kicking the good people out, is giving them less of a chance to be able to succeed even more. Again,
I always talk about a path to legalization. If you with the match, because I believe in all that. I believe 100%. In amnesty. My mom got her paperwork through Amnesty back between 86 and 88 when Reagan was in office, because she used to work freaking picking strawberries in Bakersfield.
There should be a path.
I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because I'm conservative doesn't mean that I agree with everything.
No, of course not.
You're never going to agree
with anything.
With everything
100%.
from any politician. You know what I mean? That's what people don't understand, right?
We need a
frictionless pathway to citizenship. We need a frictionless pathway to citizenship where we don't let the scumbags in, because we all agree that we don't want those people even near our family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we need a frictionless way to citizenship, meaning give us a fucking pathway. Guess what? If there's rules and fines that got to be paid, at least tell us that, so we can actually get to work on what we need to get to work.
By the way, I had to pay it.
I had to pay?
I had to pay a fine for coming over illegally.
Same here. They charge you a fine.
Yeah, I think it was like $1,500.
They were about to. Some people pay a fine and they get kicked out for X amount of time.
6 months, 12
and then
months,
they get to come back.
Gotta come back.
Exactly.
I started to see that.
That's fine. Let's come up with a process for people to have citizenship in this country. Because look, the reason why this country is thriving is because of the immigrants like myself and like yourself, Carlos. Yes, white America thrives by themselves 100%, but we enhance that because we give them competition. Back to what we were talking about.
Oof.
Competition will always create a better world, okay? Yeah. If you guys get rid of the competition, you become another Google.
Stagnant.
Where you don't change. Your market cap, your GDP doesn't change. The GDP changes year over year because we are able to collaborate as human beings to be able to grow it year over year. For the last 10 years, the United States has grown GDP by $10.4 trillion.
Oof.
$10.4 trillion freaking dollars. That's how much the GDP has grown in 10 years. You know how much it's grown in Mexico?
2 or 3?
No. It's gone from 1.4 to 1.1 to 1.2 to 1.3 to 1.4 to 1.1. It goes up and down. That's why there's no future in Mexico.
People don't get that. They don't understand that.
Look, I'm talking at a rocket ship high level.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
They don't understand that, by the way.
And that's what we need to do is educate them.
Did you see that video I posted in my story when my mom said there's nothing in Mexico? Did you see that video?
Yes.
literally my 67-year-old mom.
There's nothing there.
Is like, no hay nada, yeah. You know, it's like, hello, like, do you guys believe us now? Right? There's nothing there, right? Anyway, bro, Dan, he was on a roll, right? And,
No, you're good. You're good.
But
You're good.
I want to talk some shop, right?
go.
Okay. So we talked about owner operator, annual gross revenue potential. Is this scalable, right? Here's the fourth one. Tell me if you agree with this. Is this exitable?
True. Everything's exitable as long as there's profit. Everything's exitable as long as there's a profit. Well, let me rephrase that. Everything's exitable as long as there's a profit and structure. Because structure creates growth, right? 99% of contractors out there and 99% of businesses out there, they might have a little bit of profit, but no structure on it. And if you can't structure a company to be able to be scalable, nobody's ever going to buy you. Meaning, if you can only open up one restaurant because you have to do everything, if you can only open up like a small plumbing company because you have to do everything, that's not scalable. Nobody's ever going to come and write you a check for it because you are running it.
And nobody wants another job.
Don't you need a predictable monthly income? Like,
You could
for
do that.
instance, like if you have, I remember you were talking about
Yep.
if you just have contractors and you don't have employees,
Of course.
you can't exit.
Exactly. Look, like the SaaS business, they're able to predict what they're going to do in the next 10 years based on what their initial growth is, right? Contracting, restaurant, everything's the same way. They have to have profit and they have to have structure. Structure will create the growth on it, and that's what private equity and banks and VCs are interested in. That structure behind it, because meaning if they can pour more money into that structure, their people, their marketing, all that, they can scale it and they can increase their profit. They can increase their exit, right? That's what people need. Yes, 100%. They need to have. It needs to be profitable, but it also needs to be scalable, right?
Got it. Question for you, brother. When it comes to Nuve,
Yep.
right? When you cashed out and you stayed on, right? You stayed on with NextGen for a little while,
For
right?
a
As
year.
the CEO,
Yep, year.
as the janitor, I mean.
As the head janitor, as the
How
senior
was
janitor.
that, bro? How was the bathrooms pretty shiny all
It's
the time?
bad, man. I was using a Hawks and I was using Ajax.
Pinol?
A Pinol, and I was using Fabuloso to make sure it smelled good.
Yes. So okay, how did you choose your next venture? How did you choose Nuve? Why did you choose Nuve? What did you go through? Give us a breakdown of what you
Bro,
went
when
through
I
in your
sold,
mind.
so look at when you sell for that much money, bro, you kind of lose the hunger and you kind of lose the competitive edge that you had, because then it's like you really don't have to answer to anybody for the rest of eternity.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you don't have to take a phone call ever again. You don't have to take an email ever again.
You don't have to do anything
that
you don't want to.
That you don't want
ever
to.
again.
And when I saw the problem in the industry and I started working on that project, I saw how big it can solve. Right? So why I took it is because it's going to be the first worldwide problem that I'm going to take, right? And also it's my first public company. So I took it on as a challenge. I took it on as a challenge, meaning I already did 100 mil. I already did the 20 mil. I already did the 100 mil. The next venture that I wanted to do was $1 billion. And those $1 billion companies are mostly public, or, they're going to go public.
Yeah.
So I took it more as a challenge, bro. As a challenge, as man, imagine if I could pull this off.
You took a big shot.
Imagine,
Hey, imagine if I can pull this off.
Imagine.
Sal, hey, you know what's funny, bro? We have a lot of guests in that chair. And Sal's just sitting there laughing.
He enjoys it, huh, Sam?
I do.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying. If we ever in the near future, God willing, right? If we ever get together just on an evening, bro, I think we would have a great
We'll just
time.
smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
Amen.
But anyway,
Amen.
What's your feedback on what he's saying?
By the way, what you're saying is music to my ears.
Thank you, bro.
Because what you're doing, I think boredom is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, man.
It's just like, as human beings, when we're bored.
Complacency is a fucking hell of a.
But guess what? If you're complacent, you're gonna see new devils.
Exactly.
And with that, it's even worse. That's when you degrade. That's when you degenerate. You become a degenerate.
Yep.
But boredom, for somebody like you have $100 million sitting in your bank account, and you're like, well, what's next? I don't even need to answer a phone. I don't need to do nothing. So you probably saw boredom was gonna kick in.
Yeah.
And that lit a fire again, but that fire wasn't as small as it was.
No, it was a big
It wasn't $100 million fire.
No.
Now it's $1 billion fire that is just waiting to go off.
Yep.
Sal, is this the most you've ever heard
Ish.
Ish spit as an operator?
I heard it at the event, but not like this.
I knew
There's
it.
a lot more
I knew it,
conviction
'cause,
now.
bro. When you've
Yeah.
been with someone for 11 years,
Yeah,
your partner?
Give me
Hey,
some, bro.
look at
Give
you
me
know.
some. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good stuff.
See what I'm saying? Like, by the way, I give you my word. I've been with this dude since 2012, 2013, right? I can tell, and it's very rare for him to be impressed, inspired, entertained, and filled with joy because of what he's hearing, bro. I think I've seen that over the past 11, 12 years, maybe 3 to 5 times.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I said, bro, here, it's like, your wife, you also know your work wife.
Amen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, for real. And I'm like, bro, jump in, because I can just tell that he was really
enjoy it,
appreciating.
bro.
He was
You enjoy it.
he was appreciating what you were spitting as an operator, bro. Right, bro. When you came in last time and you did the Empresarios boot camp we had,
Yep.
bro, people left.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like everybody, bro, people wanted to run through walls. No, bro, seriously. One of the guys, GG Landscaping, bro, he's been doing work with Sal. Sal's helping him systemize the entire back end. What have you done for him on the back end?
We're systemizing. We're kind of like I'm an operator like yourself, and I find inconsistencies in business, and I
Nice.
find redundancies, and say, how can we automate that? How can I remove you from the day to day where
Yep.
you can grow a team and just build a dashboard where you can just tune it
Yep.
every day. And that's what we're doing. We're pulling the curtain on his business, restructuring everything,
Good job.
building a lead funnel for him, trying to bring him on social media as well where he can monetize, and on the back end, trying to position it where he can hire his first executive assistant, where he doesn't have to tell his crew where to go, when to go. It's all going to be systemized.
Good job.
And he hasn't even begun to build out a sales department.
Not yet, but we're going to structure it
See
for
what I'm
him where
saying? So
the first thing.
build out a sales department.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's a fun part, man. I love doing that shit. I love going into operations and just looking at them and asking them a couple questions, and then a couple questions I
that's
figured
my
out.
question for you, bro. How did you become such a where like here? I'll give you an example. How did you become an operating freaking junkie? Right? You're an operating junkie. You really are. I can tell. So Sal said that started for him at a very early age when he would put cars together and guns together, right? I mean, he's from Iraq. Bombs together. I'm joking, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it started very early for you, right?
Yeah.
So when did you become such a fan, like a freaking addict of operations?
I think you're born with it, Carlos. I think at this level, you have to be born with some kind of a gift from that God gives you on it. And I think what I thrive on is just being curious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super curious about everything, whether it's a project that I want to take on, or whether it's a company that I want to grow, or whether I want to invest my time in something. I'm super curious in a sense of like what about if we could put back to our thermostat, like Google bought Nest for $3.2 billion in 2014, and he didn't even have half of the technology that I had, right?
Oof.
So when I'm looking at that and I'm saying that was 2014, $3.2 billion with somebody that didn't have a subscription-based thermostat or none of the patents that I just cleared a week ago, and somebody paid $3.2 billion for it, imagine, I start getting curious of dude, imagine if we could pull that off. Right? Where we could get $100 billion valuation, $10 billion valuation. That curiosity of always thinking imagine if we could do it, that is what keeps fucking messing with me. And then once I start digging into it, I'm like you, Sal, I start looking at all the problems as opportunities, right? The more the problems, the bigger the opportunities, the bigger the payout, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what I look at.
Let me ask you something about your curiosity. Because as you know, I would say, brother, that's always been one of my superpowers. I'm soy bien curioso. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Se ve medio curiosito, huh?
Me miro curiosito, pero también soy bien curioso. I've always been a very curious kid, always, right? And I have a wild imagination too, and I feel like you also can confirm. You have a very high tolerance for risk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, it is.
Right? Talk about your tolerance for risk.
Listen, when you guys have to, when you guys are thinking, how big can it go? There's two metrics. There's two metrics that you guys got to track when you guys are doing market cap and risk, right? Meaning, how much market what's the value amount that company or that section of the market cap can actually be valued at, right? And what's the risk on it? The bigger the risk, the higher the reward. Okay, meaning when we took on this project of doing this thermostat, we had a 6% chance of succeeding with my personality, with my connections, with my industry knowledge. But if I was just a regular Joe and I decided to start a thermostat company, the risk the success would have been close to 1/3 of 1%, not even a full percent of actually succeeding launching the company. That little that 1/3 of 1% is what makes it huge, right? Just like every software company, just like every product company, because they have such huge risk and the chances of them succeeding are so low. If they pull that off, if you hit, it's kind of like the lottery.
It's a home run.
It's a fucking
home run.
Huge, right? You hit huge. So that's definitely one of the things everybody should
Where did you get that metric from, bro? I'm assuming is that public data where it's like
100%.
6%,
100%.
You have a 6% success.
So look at, guys could go on Google and do like market research on what's the success rate of a restaurant. Right? What's the success rate of
1%?
So what's the success rate? No, the success rate of a restaurant was way higher. That's why everybody opens them up. So you could grab $20,000 to $30,000 right now and start a restaurant, and the success rate.
You're talking about launch?
Just starting.
Got it.
Starting.
Okay. Got it. Okay, because you can open up a taqueria.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
That's what I'm saying. You could buy a little cart for $500 and start a restaurant and start selling tacos.
Okay, got it.
So to start it, it's super easy.
Yep.
A restaurant chain's not going to be worth that much money. Now there's billion-dollar restaurant chains, but those are anomalies, right?
That took a lot of work.
Exactly.
And a lot of people.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the same thing that we look at when we take a project on.
Well, I was just about to ask you, because being a curious person, right? There's how, like, bro, probably early in your life before, you started doing what you were doing through Next Gen, right? Was there a lot of shiny objects? Because you're such a curious person.
Yep.
So you're like, hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? Yep. This in real estate and all this different, flooring, blah, 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 right? When or how did you become efficiently curious?
So, and I just learned that too, because I keep learning about myself, and I keep learning about the journey that I'm in. Once I did the hibachi deal and we sold it, I was so relieved that we sold it, in a sense, because I didn't have time for it, and that's not my specialty and all that. And that's when I knew that I had to get back to what I know how to do, which is the home service industry, right? That is, instead of going for the clubs and going for the hibachi business and the roofing and all that, which I'm an investor on, I'm not actively involved in those. Yeah. Just like you know how to flip fucking houses more than anybody in this fucking world now, Carlos. Yeah. Right? You guys know how to do it. But you and Sal know, you guys are a great team. You guys know how to do it. You guys are fucking killing it, right? Yep. Now knowing that is part of the biggest problems that most people have. They don't know what they're good at, and they don't know where they should put their money. Their time and energy. And that's one of the biggest challenges that I knew from the age of 17 that I got into the home service industry, that I fell in love with it. You knew about flipping houses how long ago?
2013.
Okay, you fell in love with that industry, right? Yep. And now you're super hyper focused on it. Yeah. That's what creates the efficiency inside the attention or in time and energy on it.
Anything that does not vertically integrate towards accomplishing the mission of the main thing, you're not even touching it.
Anything that doesn't excite me, and that doesn't that I have to pour a ton of energy, that's going to take away from my main project.
And brother, the reason why I asked you that is because less than 2 years ago, Sal and I, we've invested into Skinny Pasta. I think you talked to the owner. They're still doing pretty well. We invested into Puppies and Coffee. It was a coffee company.
Yep.
We invested into we invested 6 figures into that company.
Nice.
But guess what? Right?
It went bad.
And by the way, guy's a sweetheart, and I hope he's okay. Right? But you're right. It didn't work out. Yep. It hasn't worked out.
Yep. It's hard, man.
But you want to know why I took a shot on that? Okay. Well, first of all, I like coffee. I like puppies. I got 4 dogs, and he's a good dude, by the way. He likes coffee. He likes puppies.
Nice.
But you want to know why I really took a shot on that? Because he's friends with Jake Paul.
Oh, nice.
And he told me, and it's still a possibility because you
That
never
you guys
know.
have now you could build that relationship.
Not even just the Jake Paul situation. He was going to present the opportunity to Jake Paul.
Nice.
And that's why I like Rich, but I was taking a big swing.
You have to, man.
What would have happened
If you pulled
if
it off.
Jake Paul would have said, yeah,
Let's do
I'll
it.
take 50% of that.
Now you fucking go on it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
So I took a shot. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. Now, right, we don't want to take those type of shots anymore. Right?
'Cause you
Well,
guys-
I
Unless
just
it's
took for
real
what he
estate.
said, by the way. Being curious is a good thing because now you go into new things.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes in order for you to know what you want, you have to know what
What
you don't want.
Yep.
And that's what
Amen.
you did. The hibachi was,
Amen.
you tried it, being
Yeah.
curious, but you
by
know
the
that
way-
you don't want it.
By the way, truth be told, I never said this to anyone. And I didn't even tell you. I was like, respectfully, I said, like, what is Ish doing?
Yeah.
He's-
I do, but I
No,
do.
no,
I
no,
made
I
money.
Said, no, this is what I said, bro. I said, he's way beyond this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was
me-
doing it to help him out too, Carlos.
no, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But
He's a good
knowing you,
Yeah.
I'm like,
He's a good dude,
I'm like,
honestly,
this,
and
this
I
fool don't care. Like, this fool ain't in the restaurant.
no, and honestly, since I knew him from high school, what I did is I just wanted to show him and give him direction and how we
Oh, so
structure.
he was like,
Oh,
old
he was a
school.
really good
Yeah,
friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he kept telling me like
Yeah.
for
So you were
2
like,
years.
all right, let's get
and
it.
I was like, you know what? I'll do it just to give you structure, but just know I'm never gonna be in here.
Yeah.
Right. So I did it more of a favor kind of thing. And I'm glad I did it because now look at him and his partner. They're gonna fucking sell that business is easily worth right now $4.5 to $5 million. And when I got it, it was worth nothing. Right. So now I get the satisfaction of seeing him and his partner,
Oh, bro,
his
you
partner
changed
Mike,
his life.
and his family
Yeah,
and his kids.
yeah.
I get that satisfaction of knowing like, hey, I went in there, I helped them out, I gave them direction. Now they're on the right track to making sure that they take care of their family.
Yeah.
That was my thought process behind it.
Yeah. We should start a flooring company together, bro. Yo.
Bro, I can't. I don't.
No, stop. He's like, I
I
can't,
can't, bro. I
No,
can't.
no, you know.
Juju, how bad is it, bro? I'm a non.
Yeah. Oh, no. Hold on, bro. By the way, no. I'm joking. Right? But you know what I like about flooring?
There's money,
The cash conversion cycle.
bro.
Why do you think Tommy went into that floor daddy? Bro, the cash conversion cycle is under 22 days in most cases. You know what I mean? And you can probably even get it lower.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
If
So it's
you
like,
speed up the
I
sale.
can literally run up $1 million line of credit.
Yep.
And get it all back within the same
100%.
month. You
I
know
know.
what I mean? So that's why I'm like, but I'm
But it's
joking.
not just dude. Flooring, roofing, electrical, plumbing, all that.
Yeah.
They all have the.
Bro, plumbing is
Plumbing's
crazy.
crazy, bro. And you know what the best part about home service industry is, and why I get so excited about it too, is because you can install a floor. Like, let's say you do this whole floor in a kitchen or whatever in a house, and you're gonna charge them $20,000 for it. You install it today, you get funded tomorrow.
Yeah.
So cash flow's always fucking
Always
good.
there.
You
Always
install an
there.
AC today, you get it paid tomorrow.
Yep.
You install a whole plumbing repipe, it takes you 1 or 2 days, you get paid tomorrow. So that's the dope part of our home service industry is like garage doors. You install a garage door today, you get paid tomorrow.
Hey,
right?
Sal, I was showing him one of the projects that Brad Lee didn't move fast enough
Yeah,
on.
on Dallas
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
Yeah, I sent him the email with the
Yeah.
with the pro forma, you know, with the projections, and then I showed him the actual house, right? And oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that when we list the house, we like to start it low
So they could get a bid.
so it can bid up.
Nice.
Yeah, so we do that on purpose by like 20K below.
Good job.
Right? So it works out well. But anyway, he goes, oh, really? He's like, what can you do with $1 million? I'm like, hey, bro, let's talk in the near future.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of business that you can invest into, right? Like a home flipping business.
Yep.
Because you don't have to be there.
But it wouldn't be the business. What I like about your business, and I don't know, you might have highlighted over it or might have went over some people's heads. He's in the home. You're technically in the home service industry, or you're a utility for a home service for the home service.
What,
industry.
now under Nuve?
Under Nuve, but
Yeah.
what's cool about this is that you brought two worlds in one.
Yeah.
You brought the home service utility, but you brought the SaaS, the new technology to that
into the-
because it's
100%.
MRR
Yeah,
and
he's
it
a
also
savage.
over.
You hit it right
So
in the head.
you're kind of morphed this thing into. And I'm assuming that's why he wouldn't want to focus on anything else.
Oh,
I would,
bro.
if I was you, I would
100%.
obviously wouldn't.
No, of course not.
So our thermostat is so advanced right now that it's never the technology that we have in there's all patented by myself, right? It took me 3 years to clear my patents on it. But the closest thing that I could say to our thermostat is like I can actually feel what Steve Jobs felt when he was coming up with the iPhone. That is the closest feeling that I could kind of compare to, right?
Yeah.
When Steve Jobs and all those guys were coming up with the iPhone, that's the same thing we're doing with our thermostat. That's how impactful it's going to be inside of the home. So
You know what I really respect about what you're doing with Nuve though?
Yep.
Unlike Steve Jobs.
He's an asshole.
No, not even that. By the way, I got to send you this video that Sal sent me about his focus to noise ratio.
He actually sent me that. I told you.
Yeah.
I couldn't take credit. I
His
told
focus, it's called a focus to noise ratio.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which you're focused. You're probably in the 90s.
Yeah.
You're probably in the 90s, bro. He was in the 80s.
Oh, that's dope.
You might be in the 90s. No. But anyway, where was I?
The reason.
Grassroots. What I respect about you, the way you're doing this company, right? This has the potential to be what's that? Bird or Nest?
Yeah.
Right.
Nest.
Owned by Google now, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
So your company has the potential to do that, and guess what? You're already building something massive with like grassroots movement.
Amen.
Think about that.
Yep.
Steve Jobs wasn't talking to the Mexican contractors, bro.
No, man. We're trying to help them out.
You see what I'm saying? There's the difference right
appreciate
there.
that, yeah.
Do you understand what I just told you, Sal?
Wow.
Bro, he's building an army
At the
of
ground level.
Mexican American contractors, bro, that are supporting him.
And in
From
return,
grassroots, bro.
and in return, so look.
I know what you're doing in return. You're helping everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah,
so,
I know, yeah.
Part of the biggest problem that we have in the home service industry, not just as Latinos, is that they're ignorant to the business side of it.
For sure.
And why we started the Nuve Network platform, mentoring platform, is because of that.
Yeah.
Because right now, our Hispanic people are underpricing themselves just to be the next guy up.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of educating themselves on how to provide more value for the customer, and in exchange charging more, in exchange employing better people, in exchange paying them more, in exchange making more profit. Right. So that's that. I'm glad you noticed that, because the thermostat is a cool project, and what we're going to do with it is going to be super innovative, and it's going to change a lot of people's life. But the most dopest part about what we're doing is we're grabbing all the contractors that 92% of contractors don't pass the $1 million mark or $2 million mark or whatever. They all stay mom and pop shops. But the reason they do that is because there's no school for us that teaches us how to run a profitable business. There's no blueprint that teaches us how to grow your company and grow your profit and grow your people.
Hire, onboarding systems, processes, KPIs, ROIs. Nobody teaches us that.
Nobody's teaching us that.
We got to learn that
and
the hard
that's
way.
the dopest part about what we're doing with Nuve is that we're essentially helping thousands and thousands and thousands of contractors like yourself, right? By educating them, right? Buy my thermostat, yes, and the technology is good, and you're gonna love it, and it's gonna help you in your operation. But the most impactful thing that you guys are gonna get when you guys join our network is we educate you.
That's right.
We
Every
educate
Friday
you. Every Thursday at 9 a.m. we have these
Thursday at
private
9 a.m.
meetings.
I'm curious if there is a way, and you might already be doing that. This is just like as you were talking, is a thought. Is there a way where an installer or like an operator comes in and buys Nuve from you, and then supplies it to the homeowner, but they would sell it at a rate where they get to rev share with your subscription?
They do that already. So we sell them the thermostat, and then they charge a subscription to the customer.
Oh, bro, he told me about that last year.
Okay, so you're doing rev share instantly.
So I sell them the thermostat to the contractor. The contractor then sells it to the
There's a
consumer,
margin.
and then they charge them a monthly fee to monitor their AC through my thermostat, which is the only one that gets
Crazy.
paid.
You get a cut of that?
brilliant.
You get a cut of that?
Yeah, I get a cut off the subscription that we charge you.
He gets his subscription and your
100%.
regular rate, right?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's
we,
amazing.
We sell the thermostat, and we charge the contractor a subscription fee for everything that they're able to use on the
Bro,
feature.
everything, it seems like everything you do,
Monopolized.
no, forget the monopolized factor, right? Everything you do, bro, it's incentivized.
Yes, sir.
He incentivizes everything he touches.
100%. That's the only way you grow faster.
Yeah.
You explain that real quick.
So when you guys are building an operation, the part of the biggest problems that we have as employers or CEOs is that we need to learn how to manage people and incentivize them to perform better. Right? Most companies are running their employees, and half of their thought process is at home worrying about bills and their family problems, their personal life, and then the other half is worrying about financial issues. If you can alleviate the financial issues, you're never going to alleviate that. The personal problem and all that. You can hire them better. You can mentor them. You could give them personal development. That's going to increase. But if we can focus on making sure that we take the financial burden from them, then they're gonna perform better at work. And the key and the most impactful way to grow a business is to have dedicated, concentrated people inside your operation where they're actually working instead of being on Instagram and Facebook, or a customer calls in and they don't care what the customer feels like, or they go inside a house and they're just thinking about their pockets instead of helping the client. If you incentivize people the right way, and this is what we teach on our platform, by incentivizing people the right way and by putting them on a performance pay plan, you increase the productivity inside each employee, meaning you can get a better employee to serve your clients. In exchange, you charge more.
It all works together.
It always works together.
Right?
So
it all works together.
Here's what I'm hearing from you. When it comes to any organization out there, right? No matter what they're doing, no matter what industry they're in, right? What you're saying is, this is what everybody always says, right? Branding, branding, seniors marketing, and marketing senior sales, and so everybody's always looking at like the most important components in the company as like the branding or the marketing or the sales, right? But you always look at the most important component, right, in a company.
The people.
It's the people.
100%.
It's the people. So
100%.
Explain that.
And the reason why is because you are the middleman into your customer. As long as you guys know that, listen to what I just said. Oof. You are the middleman into your customer, right? Meaning you have the employees, you have the clients. In exchange, you guys got to make an exchange in there for a service, and then that's how you create. So
you want the top of the food chain.
100%.
If you're gonna have a middleman, you want the top of the food chain.
Look, focus on the employees. I'm gonna give you guys the best piece of advice I could give you guys. Focus on making sure that you guys are hiring highly motivated employees and making sure that you pay them properly, incentivize them to always treat the customer better. Always, whether it's a restaurant, an air conditioning business, or a realtor, whatever. If they can treat the consumer better and better and better, it's going to build more value into your company. And that way you guys could charge more, meaning if you guys could charge more, you're going to make more profit. Half of the problems we have in our industry, and I'm sure you see them in your industry, is people don't know how to price themselves.
Yeah.
People don't know how to price themselves. You know how most contractors price themselves? Ready? Well, he's selling it for $6,000. Well, they're selling it for $6,500. That's what I should be selling it for.
The blind leading the blind.
Exactly. They're not making money, so I'm not going to make money. That's what you're telling me, right? Instead of educating themselves on being priced out properly so you can pay your employees properly to sustain a good, healthy company.
We were coaching. Actually, you know the guy because you took a picture last time we did a show. It was me, you, Virgil. Sergio was here, the guy with the dent.
He was cool.
Yeah, I got 2 flips with him. Remember, we got 2 flips with him. And so he did coaching with us back in I think it was December. And you know one of the first things that we fixed in his company? Pricing.
Yeah.
He had not increased his pricing
in 5 years.
5 years.
I know.
Bro, hey, tell me why. Yo, we dialed in the pricing, right? And he was a little afraid. He's like, oh, but they're all gonna drop me if He increased his pricing and he calls me in January. Bro, we're having a record month. He calls me in February. We're having a record month. He calls me in March. We're having a record month. We helped him make so much mony
100%.
that he invested into real estate with us.
Yeah,
just for the factor of there's something called inflation. That no one can beat that. Like, that just happens. Yeah. Just because there's inflation, if you don't change your prices, that means you're charging less year over year.
And it's eating over your profit.
Yeah. Yep. So here, I got a couple things, man. Woo, so much. Let's see. I wrote something else down for you. Yeah. Okay. Vision. Let's talk about, we're talking about A players.
Yep.
We're talking about the people are your biggest asset in your company.
100%.
Right. How do you know, what kind of vision do you as a CEO got to have for every team member to be able to plug into your vision?
Painting the picture, being when you guys are starting a relationship with an employee and you guys are hiring them on, one of the biggest problems that we face as employers is that we don't know how to set boundaries with them. right? We don't know how to set boundaries. We
Yeah.
don't know how to guide them. We don't explain properly on their task. We don't explain properly on what they're actually getting paid for.
Well, most contractors, unfortunately, right,
Yes.
especially us Mexican Americans,
Yep.
we're not even professional.
Exactly.
Hey, wait, ya terminaste ya, chingado.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, right?
Exactly.
We don't even carry ourselves like a $10 million a year company
course.
or a $100 million exit company. You know what I'm saying? We don't even carry ourselves that way.
And we don't. And when you guys are hiring people, the first thing you want to do when you hire people is you want to paint a picture of what it looks like for them in a year from now, in 3 years from now, in 5 years from now. Meaning, if somebody's going to walk into the door and it's a high-level sales guy, a technician, a badass drywaller, a badass, whatever it is, whoever's walking in the door to ask for employment, your job as a CEO is to hire the best people, but also to retain them. You need to keep them seeing the same vision. I'm going to teach, look, in 5 years from now, we're going to have 10 locations. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to employ all these people. We're going to grab more. You guys got to always be talking in the future, because that is what paints the picture. When you guys are talking in future terms, that's how the employees and that's how your team members are able to register all that. And in return, they start painting the picture of where you guys are going. That's called direction.
And where they're going.
And where they're going too.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, you guys got to make sure that you guys aren't ignorant to think that they're there to work because you're cool. They're there because they want to make fucking money. And as long as you guys know that, and as long as you guys know that they're there to make money, and it's your job to let them make more money by performing better, that's how you're going to be able to scale the company. As soon as you cap out an employee, meaning this is it, you're not going to make more money than this, they're going to go look for somebody else, or they're going to look for another job, or they're going to come in with a shitty attitude. So if employees are coming in with shitty attitudes, employees are coming in, then they're all like, it's because you guys aren't painting the picture properly. And number two, you guys aren't giving them a pathway to making more money. Direction.
Check this out, bro. I just wrote this down, right? So there's something that I came up with recently, and maybe it's out there. I haven't read it, but I really strongly I truly feel this is to be true when it comes to hiring team members. Ready? So I always say A players are rarely hired and often recruited.
Yep.
What does that mean, right? What do you mean they're rarely hired? Even when you recruit them, you're technically hiring them. No, that's not what I'm saying.
You rarely get an opportunity to hire a really fucking high-level person.
That's what I'm saying, right? I'm saying that we can sit here and put out an ad on jobbing.com and Monster, and you're going to get some applications and some interviews, and you might, out of 100 people, might run into an A player.
100%.
Right? And that's why I'm saying A players are often.
You guys want to know how to identify the A players?
Let's go.
They're employed.
Boom.
If somebody fucking walks in the door and they're like, I haven't worked in 6 months, I'm like, the fuck? How you been paying your bills? How you been paying your bills? So when I'm interviewing people, and obviously you know a lion identifies a lion. When I interview people and they're coming in, and I'm like, hey, okay, where are you working at, bro? Oh, I'm working at this air conditioning company. I've been there for 3 years. How much did you make last year? $276,000. I'm like, all right, cool. That's an A player. Yeah. He made $276,000. He's been there for 3 years. He's still there right now. Yeah. Right? That's how you identify people. If somebody comes in and asking for $15 an hour, that's what you're gonna get. Damn. That's what you're gonna get. But if I'm a badass sales rep, or if I'm a badass technician, or if I'm a badass installer, I'm not negotiating $15 an hour. I'm not negotiating $20 an hour. I'm negotiating a salary. I'm negotiating a sign-on bonus. So when people come into my operation, because we had a ton of people wanting to work for us, right? And they would come in and be like, look, man, I'll work for you, but I need at least $10,000 to sign on today. And I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, let's go. Oh. All day. You know what most people would be? You're fucking crazy. Yeah. How am I going to pay you $10,000? They're asking because they're worth it, right? They're asking, otherwise people are negotiating $15, $20 an hour. If somebody comes in and said, hey, I made $276,000 or $300,000 last year, and I want a sign-on bonus, and I could start tomorrow, and and I did this, that's when you tell them, no problem. Come on board. You're going to hold them accountable to the metrics they're telling you. And your job as CEO and operator is to improve those metrics. If they earn $300,000 in another company, your job is to make sure they get paid $400,000. $500,000. Why? Because that's the type of people that are hungry. Not go from come in and be like, oh, you know, I want $15 an hour. Okay, so what are you gonna answer phones, or what are you gonna clean the bathroom? Because that's my job.
You know that's so annoying, brother. That's your job. Yeah, you do that for fun, right?
Exactly.
You know what's so annoying, bro? When I don't know if actually you can ask these folks here from Macizo, right? Construction. I run through the office. I'm running. I'm walking hard. I'm trying to move. I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on, right? I'm sure you walk very fast inside of your office when you're there.
Oh, I'm walking in circles.
Right? Okay, so let me ask you this. How do you make sure, right, that your team is keeping up with your speed?
The revenue. The revenue tells you that. If you're stagnant in the revenue, it's because of you.
It's because of who?
The owner, operator, the owner, the CEO, the operator.
Why is it his fault?
Because he's the one giving direction. He's the one pushing the team. He's the one holding them
He's
accountable.
the one not focused.
Exactly. When you're going to get to a certain size in your company where you are going to have to build a management team to hold the people below accountable. Right?
That's right.
But when you guys are starting a business, if you guys have less than 5 employees right now, you guys are holding them accountable. It's when you have 500, 5,000, 10,000 employees that you build a team around it.
Middle management,
right?
upper
So
management.
if you're last year you did $1 million, this year you did 1.1, you know, next year you do $1 million, that's your fault. That's your fault. You're not painting the right picture, you're not recruiting the right people, and you're not taking enough risk.
Oof. Well, there you go. Shit. So what does Ismael do if you're walking by, you know, as fast as you walk, right? And some dude, one of your sales guys, and by the way, this is not a shot. That's my right-hand guy right there. It's not a shot at him or anybody upstairs, right? You're walking by and some dude is right there just like on Facebook just scrolling, bro. And they're on the clock. What do you do?
We give them a warning, first of all. The second time they do it, we write them up and suspend them. My management team.
So you'll be like,
So
yo.
you'll tell the manager?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell the managers right away.
What will
Yeah.
you say?
Right away.
What will you say?
They'll write them up for being on the phone on company time. They'll write them up again, suspend them, and then the third time we'll get rid of them. Look, when you let people do that, then other people think it's right.
All day long.
It's kind of like, I'll give you a perfect example. My beautiful daughters, if one of them misbehaves and I let her misbehave, then the other ones misbehave. Yeah. But if I kick her ass, I'm playing. Yeah. But if I discipline her and I tell her, hey, that's not right, that's not what I want you to do, this is what I need you to do. If I show that, then the rest of them start behaving. Same thing with an employee. If you're gonna walk in the door and you expect them to have shirts tucked in, nice clean uniforms, company hats, not fucking LA hats and Chicago Bulls hats and none of that bullshit. If they're gonna show up to a client's house with Nuve polos, Nuve hat, they're gonna show up. That's you setting the standard on them, right? But if they show up, shirts untucked, all wrinkled, they look like they just got out of bed, and you let that happen, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's your fault. You deserve to have a bad employee. Oof. Mediocrity does not exist in my company. Yeah. And my job as a CEO and my manager's job as a CEO, as managers, is to make sure they spot mediocrity.
Oof.
They got to spot it and they got to identify the people that are bad for the culture, the people that are just there to clock in and clock out, because then they become a cancer inside the company. All you companies, all you contractors, every company out there, they have a ton of cancer inside of their companies. But you know what they do? They let it go because, it's because they started the company with me. Ishmael, it's because you don't understand. That's my cousin. It's because Ishmael, you don't understand. He's been with me since day one. Yeah, that's why you're still in day one. That's why you're still in day one.
You've been through it all. You've been through all that.
Oh, bro, I've been through all that, man. Right? I've been through all that, and I'm a quick learner in a sense that if I spot it, I don't tolerate it, man. I don't want laziness around me. I don't tolerate laziness. I don't tolerate mediocrity from the bottom, the CSR to the dispatcher to every position in my company. They gotta want more every day of life. If they're just gonna come in, clock out, go work for my competitors so you could keep them down.
Oof.
Go work for my competitors, baby.
Hold on, I gotta hit the button there. It's that I've never heard that, but no, right? Like that makes a lot of sense.
Of course,
bro.
man. Of course.
You know what's Sal and I, we parted ways today with I would consider him like a B player. Was he a B player, Sal? Okay. But like you said, it just didn't feel like he was all in. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
It didn't feel like he was all in, and we moved fast on it. We used to, can I tell you something, bro? I would say 5-6 years ago,
It would have taken you a year to get rid of them.
See,
I
you've
know.
been through it all.
I've been through it all,
You've
man.
been through it all.
I've been
It
through
would
it
have
all.
taken us 12
Yeah.
months,
Dude.
and then 9 months, and then 6 months,
And then,
right?
and then
then
look,
3
look,
months.
ready for this? And then you would have come up with an excuse on why you should keep them. And then they acted good one day, and now it's like,
Or
okay,
1
let's
month.
keep them.
Or
Or
they got
1
your
month,
results
or
1
1
month.
week.
Yep.
And now it's like, let's keep them. No,
Nope.
man.
Nuh-uh.
No.
You know what's funny? Weren't we having those conversations?
Yeah.
We were having exactly those conversations. You evaluate everything, right? And you got to move fast. You know what I mean? Here's what I was going to tell you. For every business owner that's out there listening,
Yep.
how much cancer, AKA a toxic employee, right? How much cancer should you have in your organization?
0. You don't tolerate it because that creates distraction. And when you have so much distraction going inside the business, that prevents people from going the direction that you as a leader should be leading them on. So there's no toleration for that. There's no gossip in my companies. There's no now if we spot it and we identify it, we act on it quick. I've been through too many employees already that have screwed me over, tried to sue me, threatened to sue me, whatever the case. I've been through too much of that to tolerate it. On it. So what I would advise most contractors out there, most entrepreneurs, or most business operators in general, you don't tolerate laziness, you don't tolerate mediocrity, and you don't tolerate drama inside the business. The business is a business. We're there to work. I am paying you money in exchange for your time and attention. Okay? And the time and attention that I need from you is to focus on what the goal is, which is all of us make more money. Not just the owner, not just the employees, everybody. We create an ecosystem inside our operation where everybody's making money. And you guys are not allowed to distract that. That is what we call the holy grail inside the operation. You're not allowed to distract that. So if there's drama, you're out. If there's laziness, you're out. If there's mediocrity, you're out. If you're not going to treat one of our contractors or one of our customers with the highest level of customer service, we do not want you as an employee. We want you to work for our competition. Now,
Yo, let me ask you that. That was
Uber
nuts.
credit.
That was
dude,
nuts.
I'll Uber them,
Bro,
Hey,
you'll
bro,
give them a signing bonus.
Hey, bro, I got a company across the street that needs you.
Hey, $5,000 signing bonus. Go.
There's 2 companies across the street. They need people like you. Go apply over there.
Their resume.
Go, dude. I got you a job over there, baby. I already called them for you,
Oh my goodness,
Bro.
Okay. Let me
And a
ask you.
recommendation.
and a recommendation letter.
I got 2
course.
questions for you based on like what you were just telling me, bro. Number 1 is, what would you consider cancer in your organization? What does that look like? How does it manifest itself in physical form?
Laziness, right? We all have that lazy employee, right? When they're not willing to follow the boundaries inside the operation, meaning every operation should have an employee handbook, and inside that employee handbook, there should be guidelines and rules and regulations inside
Core values?
Meaning core values, exactly. Meaning, hey, you got to use a uniform. You got to make sure that you come in ready to go to work. You can't be late for it. Your shift starts at X time. When you have those boundaries set and you have too many violations from that employee, that's a cancer inside your operation. Now, do people have a bad day? Of course, you'll write them up once, you'll suspend them. That's cool. But if you have a continuous violation of ethics inside the operation, that is a cancer inside the operation. You should not be employing those people. You should be 100% letting them go the right way, writing them up, suspending them or writing them up, creating a legal paperwork or legal stack of write-ups. So in return, later on, a year from now, they say, I'm going to fucking sue this guy. He's a piece of shit, right? You have all the documentation to make sure that no problem. Look, we wrote her up 3 times. She was late 4 times. She never wore the uniform. We sent her home because she was on her phone all day, right? And now you have a legal case against the employee. Yeah. You guys as employers have to do a better job of making sure that you guys prevent lawsuits inside the operation along the journey. Oof. Because guess what? People are going to sue you no matter what. And I promise you, lawsuits suck. Every company, every successful company has gotten sued hundreds of thousands of times. Every successful company. Yep. And that's going to happen. The more you structure your HR department, or the more you make sure that every time they did something, they violated the code of ethics inside the employee handbook, you write them up and you keep the documentation, the more you're going to get less sued. Because guess what? As soon as you present that paper to the employee, they're going to be like, okay, I'm not going to sue this guy. Right?
The bigger you get,
The more the lawsuits.
the more the lawsuits
Yeah,
get.
they come with the game, man.
Right?
And if you're not being sued, you're not big enough yet.
Oof.
Amen.
What about this, brother? Right? I believe that the type of employees that you should have in your organization, right, are the type of employees that you want to celebrate and not have to tolerate. Right?
Amen.
Would you agree?
Amen, bro.
Right? I want to celebrate my sales guy having a $30,000 commission month.
Amen.
Right? I don't want to tolerate my sales guy complaining about how
The leads don't work.
The leads
and
suck.
The
or
leads
I
suck.
can't convert, or right, or
Your
I'm-
marketing doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I want to be able to. Yeah, you're right. I want to be able to celebrate my people. Right. Let me ask you this, brother. When did you become this CEO? Because the year's 2025 now.
Yep.
When did this version of Ishmael, the CEO, when was born?
I think this level of hungerness and this level of focus started when I stopped drinking. When I stopped drinking about 8 years ago is when I went from being a mediocre sales CEO to being who I am right now. Actually investing into myself, investing into my body, my diet, my spirituality, investing into myself. That's when I went from being a mediocre CEO to being an actual leader to all these companies. In order for you guys to grow a company, you need to grow as a person too. You need to grow as a person too, because most of these contractors or most of these business owners that never cross $1 million or $2 million mark is because they need self-development. They need self-development. Wow. And as soon as that, I stopped drinking, I promise you, I stopped drinking and my world cleared up. I was able to make more decisions. I was able to make better decisions, and I was able to give more people direction. When I was drinking every freaking weekend, like most of you guys are, and when I was looking for Friday night to go out there and party and go to a club or go to a bar, when I was doing that, I was messing up the direction of the people behind me. They didn't know there was friction inside the operation. We weren't making profit. We weren't growing anymore. We weren't hiring more people. We weren't doing that because nobody knew what to do. There was too much friction in it. As soon as I cleared up my vision, as soon as I sobered up, and as soon as I became this person now I'm able to give hundreds of thousands of people direction, and that's how you become a better operator, better CEO, by becoming a better person.
That is the power of good habits.
Amen.
Amen. You've installed good habits.
Of course.
Got rid of bad habits and installed new good habits.
All day long.
Okay. All right.
We could just keep going forever.
No, this is amazing, right? So I'm over here like, this is amazing, right? You guys have any feedback before I ask the next two questions? Because the next two questions for him that I have are just fun questions.
Go ahead, bro. We're here for fun too.
Okay. All right. Ready, brother?
Let's go.
Just having a little fun. And how much fun do you have? Now, why don't we start there? I actually got 3 to 5 questions. How much fun does Ishmael have?
The only fun I have is when I'm with my daughters.
Okay.
That's the only fun I have, man.
But winning is fun too.
Oh, winning's fun.
See what
all
I'm
day
saying?
long.
Yeah, working is fun.
Winning
because
is
winning
fun.
is fun.
Actual personal fun is when I'm with my daughters and I'm seeing them, hey, Dad, can we get Uber? Hey, Dad, can we go over here? Hey, like when I see that in front of me and, we're in a nice house and a secure, like when I'm able to provide that for my daughters, that's when I'm having fun, my personal fun. But like for me to be like, hey, yeah, let's go to a club or let's go to a bar, or let's go to, let's go do that. That's not my fun, man. My fun is being in the trenches, working in the businesses, figuring out what the problems are, identifying and fixing problems. That's my fun. That's where I thrive.
That
and
sounds fun too.
That's when I'm at
That
peace.
sounds fun too.
Let me try to rephrase the question. So, other than work and family, what does Ishmael do?
Golf. I'm a badass golfer for sure.
Shit.
That's great, bro. You're officially the first Mexican dude that I
love
know
golf, man.
that is
I love golf. Golf is a good
bro.
fun. If I'm not with my daughters, if I'm not working, and if I get a little chance, I'll go out and shoot some balls, man. I love golf. It's super peaceful. It lets me find myself again. It lets me slow down my thought process. It lets me focus on one thing, which is that fucking ball. Right, so I love golf, man. Just because of the challenge of the game. That's why I love golf.
It's tough, huh?
It's
not even about power like a lot of these sports. Football,
you think
basketball,
baseball and soccer and volleyball and all basketball's tough? Pfft.
Yeah,
bro. The golf is one of the only games in the world that it's you against you. It's not you against an opponent like tennis and soccer and basketball and baseball. It's you against you every single day. It's you against you every single stroke. It's you against you every single hole. It's you against you every single putt, right? It's you against you. That's the best part about golf.
Sal, you think you can out-golf him?
I don't know. I suck at golf.
I'm
I'm starting to look at golf differently because I've never. Now you gave me passion for golf again.
I like that.
Appreciate it.
It's the challenge, you know. So I see how he thinks.
Hey, what's that old joke? Sal, what's that old joke before you say that? You spend more time on the sand than David Hasselhoff?
Yeah. Then the Beach Boys.
Take the shirt off.
When you go golfing, you go alone or you go with a group of people?
I'll do both. When I want to be alone, I'll do it alone just because if I'm alone at playing golf, that means I have a really big problem I got to fix.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So I use it more as a coping mechanism.
That's something new. That's something new that I now know about.
I use it more as a coping mechanism. But if I'm in the golf course with other people, we're making money for sure.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask
We're
you.
making fucking money.
Listen,
we're making money.
I've been told this for at least, I don't know, 15 years now, that multi-million-dollar deals happen on the golf course. Is that true?
The greatest transactions in the world has ever seen has been done on a golf course.
Why?
Bro, it is competitive people talking about business. That's all it is. It is the most competitive atmosphere where you get to see somebody's true values and true ethics, because guess what? Just like it's you versus you, you can also cheat in the game too. You can also grab the ball and put it a little bit to the right.
No.
You can also grab the ball and he's not looking. Oh, I found it. You can also do that. So once you see somebody play golf, you know exactly what kind of person you're dealing with, meaning then you know if you want to go in business with them or not. And since it's, a group of 4 guys in 2 carts going in 18 holes for 2-3 hours, what else is better to do than make money? What else is better than be at the most competitive edge of your mind than make money? The fuck? The fuck?
You ever
like if you guys have something better to do than make money, let me know, man. Let me know.
Sign me up.
Sign me up.
Yo, you ever golf with someone that you were potentially going to do business with, and then that happened? There was some bad ethics involved in that game, and you were just like, you know what? I'm not going to do business with this dude.
I don't think I would ever let that person into my life to get to a golf cart with me. Because if I'm in a golf cart with you, or if I'm in a golf course with you, it's because you're my buddy, it's because you care about me, it's because we've known each other forever, right? Yeah. So for somebody to get to that level of my relationship, they got to be good people. They got to be good people. They got to be moral. They got to be, ethical. It's not a question anymore. So I get to enjoy the game, because if I got to bring somebody that I don't know that's ethical or not unethical, and guess what? I got to be worrying about that while I'm playing golf, then I don't get to enjoy the purity.
Yeah.
Of course. I don't get to enjoy the purity of the sport, which is being competitive.
So you're finding out a lot about Ismael today, aren't you?
He's going to fall in love too.
All right. Another fun question, Why did you buy the Phantom? See?
Why did I buy the Phantom? Honestly, because the Ghost, when I bought the Ghost, I have an extended wheelbase. I had a Ghost, and 2 years ago I bought it, and they didn't have a Phantom available. That's the only reason why I got the Ghost.
Okay.
And then I loved the Ghost for so long. I put like 52,000 miles on that Ghost, and I loved it for so long. I was like, and then I saw a picture of a Phantom on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my God, bro. Just imagine if I could get it. So I was like, let me get it. I screenshotted it and I sent it to my buddy, and he's like, look, bro, it's hard to get these kind of cars. I'm like, look, I want it red interior. I want bucket seats on the back. I want white exterior. I spec'd it all out for him. And like a week later, he's like, I got one in Texas. I'm like, all right, cool. Send it over.
Because, in your case, bro, right? Like with your situation, you've made enough money, bro, where it's like, it's not even about the cars. It's not even about the cars, right?
No.
But however, though, even at your level, does being in that car or being driven in that car do something for you?
Gives me peace.
Okay.
That's all it does.
When you're driving or when you're being driven?
When I'm being driven, or even I enjoy driving it too. But why I buy exotics and why I buy expensive watches and all that, it's not to show off to people. Like if I still have to show off to you people, to most people, then
I already know you're past that, bro.
I'm past that, man. There's levels to wealth, and if you're still trying to show off to people, you're in the wrong level.
Be honest though, a lot of people, 99% of a lot of these social media influencers,
they're all fucking flying.
They're trying so hard. They're trying
all day
so
long.
hard.
They're trying.
They're trying so hard.
Why I bought the car and why I got a full-time driver.
Was it just to shit on everybody?
No, it wasn't that, honestly, Carlos. It was it was mostly honestly. To be honest with you, it was. I got a full-time driver, so now I have, I spend an average of 30 minutes to an hour driving every day. And if I could grab 1 hour of my day and be productive, I could pay a driver with 1 hour for the rest of his year.
Let's go.
So
I was just about to ask you, right? I was just about to ask you. Well, go ahead. Multiply.
So I look at my time over what I could employ somebody at, right?
Yeah.
So if I could be focused for 1 hour and I could land a deal, or if I could, get a new contractor, and I'm gonna, my lifetime value on that customer is $1 million, then of course I'm gonna pay a driver, because I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss that opportunity, right?
So you see the way
He quantifies things.
I know, but
all day. I have a chef, I have a driver, not to show off though.
Yeah,
I don't have a chef, I have a driver, I have food time cleaning people at my houses.
Yeah.
I have everything that I need. I have my beautiful daughters, I have everything that I need. But I always look at time. Always look at time, bro.
Because that's what you're racing against now.
Of course, man.
Right?
The race of time is my most that's my number one opponent right now, is my time.
Time.
Brother,
I can tell.
I would love to recommend a book for you.
Nice.
The book, it's the end of the book is all right, but the merit of the book is called Die with Zero.
Nice.
Read that book.
Okay.
It talks about making money and doing whatever, but then dying with zero in your bank account. Spending all the money, spend it, charity, whatever, do whatever you want. But then also it talks about time. Talks about at this age, you can't do skiing anymore. You can't do like these sports that you're trying to do when you say, I'll do it later when I'm 40 or 50 years old. It talks about doing it when you can and do the next stuff when.
Time is definitely the most. The time should be everybody's opponent.
It is. You're right.
Time should be everybody's
You
opponent.
should move very efficiently, and you should move with intention, right?
All day long.
What else would you add to that?
Urgency, man. Urgency. Just knowing that every day that you're living is one day less that you're alive.
Intention, efficiency, and urgency.
Yep.
If you move like that, right,
You're always
every
gonna be
hour of the
successful.
day,
You're gonna be successful.
there it is.
You're gonna be successful. You're gonna be successful. And one thing that I would add to that, Carlos, is purpose. Like knowing your purpose in life. Like I found out why I was here a long time ago, and since I found out my purpose, I've been driving that purpose all day long. Right. So finding your purpose is definitely one of the things that everybody out there needs to find, because once you find that purpose, bro, is the most pure love you could find.
What is your purpose, bro?
I was just about to ask. Hold on.
Not just my daughters. Obviously, I love them and everything, but I'm talking about my nephews and my brother and my sister and and their families. Like, that is my purpose, knowing that I have the potential and I have the opportunity. Listen to what I'm going to say. I have the potential and I have the opportunity to make sure that the name Valdez is celebrated not only in 100 years, in 1,000 and 2,000, because the financial impact that we're about to have on our family. That to me is probably the dopest part.
You're on the Rothschilds.
All day long. I just want to make.
Who else? Trump. Right. You're on those vibes.
You got, dude. Imagine you can gift your bloodline, bro, meaning their kids are gonna have a good life because of you, and their kids are gonna have and now they're gonna put a portrait of you in their living room for the rest of eternity, because thanks to my dad, we're able to have this amazing life, and that's what my purpose is, man.
I was just about to ask you, bro. Do your daughters? Like, do they know who you are? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, do they know? I know they know you.
You know
as
what trips
dad,
them out?
But do they know? First of all, how old are they?
7, 9, 11, and 14.
They're old enough to know.
Oh, yeah.
So do they know who their daddy is?
Bro, it's fucking funny.
Are they watching your stuff?
Bro, no, you know what's funny? That, like, obviously we go out to eat and we spend a lot of time together, and people always come up to us and like, hey, Ishmael, can I get a picture with you, bro? Oh, hey, bro, you're the next
And they're
gen
like,
guy.
who are you, Dad?
And my daughters are right there, and they'll like film it, and they'll be like, Dad, how come everybody keeps coming up to you? I'm like, because I'm a plumber. Everybody loves the plumber.
you tell them
Everybody, all day long. She's like, shut up, Dad. You're not a plumber.
Yeah. That's amazing though. You know, but don't you feel good, brother, that you're setting an example and a standard? Of course. For your daughters?
Of course.
Right?
Of course. Send that bar real high for them, bro.
And look at what thrives me too is that they see that, bro. Like they're in competition right now, in dance competition. They know Dad's not there. Dad had to come to Arizona and Vegas and Dallas and all that, right? Like they see that. They come up to me all day long and they always tell me, like, Dad, I know you're working so hard. Dad, can I bring you a soda? Dad, can I give you water? Dad, did you eat already, Dad? Or Dad, I love you. They'll send me text messages. Like, they notice, bro. And that to me is the most impactful thing I've done for them, because look, in the flip side, my dad went to fucking work 20 years straight, fevers, throwing up, being hungover, like every single thing that you could think of. I saw him wake up at 4 a.m. for 20 years, right? Wow.
Yeah.
And that was the most impactful thing he did for me. So I want to do the same thing for them. So that's not, so all the money that they see doesn't fucking spoil their life.
That's right,
Right.
yeah.
That's what that's the dope part about it, is the impact that I'm having on them by showing them that with hard work and purpose, you're able to do anything you want.
Last thing on the menu. We've talked about everything you can imagine today, everything that we wanted to talk
Amen.
about, right? Bro, what are some things that Ishmael wants to talk about today? We
what
haven't
are
even
some
asked
things-
you, bro. What's up?
I'm just looking for the first time. I'm super happy in my life, but I'm also excited about where our culture's going. I'm excited where our community and our.
I know that
and
means a
our-
lot to you.
It does, man. It does.
I know it does.
For the first time, I'm excited that we are going to build a group of entrepreneurs that are going to show our people that what's possible, because we've never had that. And to me, that is probably one of the most exciting things that we could do in our life too, is imagine there's, 10, 20, 1,000 of us, and we're all telling everybody behind us, hey, this is the way to go. And now we have 20, 30, 46,000 successful Hispanics because we led the way. That to me is the most exciting part. The future is the exciting part.
You know what's beautiful, bro? I was just about to tell you that. Because, you didn't even start caring about social media until the last 6 months or something, right? And this is what I was to tell you. I feel like we do need more Mexicans, more Mexican Americans on social,
All day long.
like setting the example.
That's where the
right?
attention's at.
And you know what's funny, bro? Outside of you and outside of myself, right now, I don't see too many Mexican Americans out there that have built real businesses or are building real businesses, actually, getting on there and pushing the people to better themselves.
Inspiring them.
Yeah. The right way. Because, there's a lot of, how
There's a lot of cons out there.
social media.
There's a lot of frauds out
bro.
there. There's a lot of fakes on it, but people are starting to see that who the real people are, and that to me is exciting. Like if you are a successful business owner and you've done something crazy in your life, you should be telling your story, because you never know who's listening, and that is one of the most impactful things we should be doing right now as a community.
I think what's happening is people that haven't achieved anything are the ones telling the story.
Amen.
And the people that have achieved are just not.
Yeah, because
That's
we're
where you were.
Yeah, we're busy.
Oh,
man.
no, I know that, that's where you were, right?
that's where I was,
I'm
yeah.
like, bro, this dude sold for $100 million.
Where is he?
He's not even telling anybody.
Oh, man. I was busy fucking and look
Building
at
the next thing, which is new.
and look at behind doors. When I was growing Next Gen, I was helping a ton of people too. I was just not telling nobody until people started saying, you need to tell people your story, Ishmael, because you're going to impact more people, and more people are going to want to join the trades, and more people are going to want to be plumbers and air conditioning techs and all that. So you need to start. And I thought about it for a minute, and I was like, you know what? You're right. I am doing a dishonor by staying quiet.
Absolutely. Here's one for you. Right? I'm 18 years old. I've seen my father in the trades for many years, and I have a road, or I have two roads ahead of me that I have to choose from. I either go to college because I want to make 6 figures a year minimum, right? Educated, graduated,
In debt.
or in debt, or I go down the path of getting into trades. What's your advice to that 18-year-old?
My advice is to get into trade school as soon as possible. Go into trade school for 6 months, and after that, learn the craftsmanship on it. As soon you're gonna, what we're doing a dishonor to our generation is by not letting them find out what the trades can do for them, right? So my advice to them is go into the trades for 6 months. After those 6 months, go and work for an enterprise value company, go and work for a mid-sized company, go and work for a small-sized company. Every single one of those companies are doing something right and wrong. Learn what they're doing right, and then go start your own business. Like, it's not easy to grow a business, and it's not easy to be a CEO, and it's not easy to be an entrepreneur, but the worst thing that's going to happen when you do that is you're going to find out the result, which meaning you might be really successful or you might not be, but at least you know. Most people die with a fucking a thought in their head of what if? What if I would have done that business? What most people will die, will live, and they will die with regret of not wanting to do things like that, or not wanting to take that chance on that business, or take that chance on starting it, or whatever it is. So my advice to everybody out there is, do not die with regret. That is the worst life you can have.
Okay. And on top of that, right, bro, because you got, every Mexican American every Mexican American, young man that's coming up in the world, we've seen our fathers wake up at 4 a.m, right? Go to work, beat themselves to death, and still be broke.
Amen.
Right? So what naturally happens to that young man is that now they grow a sense of resent towards the trades. What would you tell that young man? Like, what would you tell him so that he can overcome that resent that he saw growing up?
What I would tell him is go help your dad.
Oof.
Go help your dad. Because if your dad is struggling with his business and he's a plumber, he's an air conditioning tech, he's a roofer, and he's struggling with his business, you should go and figure out how you can assist your dad. Because my dad would bend over backwards for us, and my dad would bend over backwards for somebody else. You as a human being have you as a human being, it's your right to go help somebody else. So what I would tell that 18-year-old that's watching his dad struggle in his plumbing business is go figure out how you can instill social media into his business so he can lead generate. Go figure out how to hire better people for your dad. Go figure out why he hasn't learned the financial end of the operation. Go and figure out what your dad's struggling with and make sure that you assist them, because the worst thing you want, the worst human beings are the people that let other people fail.
Oof. I think we can drop the mic after that, right? Well, brother, where can people reach you?
Dude, on Instagram is Ismael Valdez CEO. On Facebook, it's Ismael Valdez CEO. I have a mentoring platform that I do free mentoring for all contractors called Nuva Networks Group on Facebook.
We'll put the link down here from the Facebook group.
We'll put it on there. It's a Facebook group that I've grown for about 4 years. It's a free mentoring platform. I go in there and I, do live videos like this, or I'll go in there and post things, operational stuff in there where people can join it. It's free. It's on Facebook. It's called Nuva Networks Group.
Got it. Oh, people are already joining.
Let's go, man.
Right.
Let's go.
All right. Thank you, brother. Amazing.
You're a fucking badass interviewer, motherfucker. I hate you.